MFSB. Now, MFSB...
These groups are going over my head right now. I'm like, MFSB, I saw this cover. I've seen this cover. Now, this cover scared me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, MFSB.
You see some Nazi thing.
Yeah, the sound of Philadelphia. That was a key track that came out of it. I mean, the album is called, Message in the Music. Message, that's what the title of the album originally was. Right?
Jeez, I gotta do some research into these people. Let's lift it, make sure on the man to see that cover.
Yeah.
You see, like this is just like, yo, you guys are brave. Let me just make sure that. You see that
it also had a pop #1. Message in this. The sound of Philadelphia. TOSB was a #1 on the Hot 100 singles charts as well. Okay. And it was the theme track for Soul Train.
Sure. Affinity Xtra, be extra.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are personal and do not necessarily represent the views of Affinity Xtra.
Yeah, people. This is Roger Moore from Infinity Xtra, celebrating gospel music, gospel music of black origin, and we're here celebrating Black History Music Month or Black Music History Month, whichever way. You know what I'm saying? It means the same thing. It's the same thing. I'm alongside Kevin Tomlin, who is an author, history teacher when it comes to black music, and we're here to really celebrate and also to identify and also to, in a way, myself to learn about history of black music, because without this, I believe that the baseline, the setting is for the success of the UK gospel is looking at the black music models in America.
That's correct.
And I believe that we're doing something that is actually quite way ahead, where you've got myself, who's a practitioner, going a journey alongside of academic. Now, this is something that we're trying to push towards, because there are academics in black music in the UK, and there are plenty of practitioners outside. And I would say it's been a great journey for me, working alongside an academic. It's sharpened my tool, it's refined my process, it's slowed me down in terms of preparation, and it's made me more intentional. Also, at the same time, it's made me more purposeful and more, you know what I'm saying, and more believing in what I'm doing. But I do feel that there's a disconnect within these communities in the UK. I'm not saying it's the same, it's different elsewhere, but it just is. So we want to almost show a very a way where we can both be in the same space and enjoy each other's knowledge. And for me as a practitioner, I passionately love gospel music, but I need knowledge about, certain things, and I'm here to learn. So I'm here to learn and to improve. So ready for the future, and helps me go in front of great men and women and make them petition and make them understand that we need to rebuild our wall. The one next door, petition to, the Babylonians, you know what? And I tell you what, I need to go back home as well. The one next door, let me go and build my wall and you know what I mean? And anyway, so for the ones you know about church anyway, so you know about that. You know about going to the I would say enemy, but the Babylonians to get them to build up your wall. But right, so we are on our final episode for June. And History Month, Black Music History Month. That's right, again, I will emphasize, please check out our playlist on Infinity Xtra, which we celebrate gospel music of black origin, but also we also are looking insightfully of the trails of our influence from gospel music, from the black church into popular culture. This is what this really is. You seeing the church's influence, create the black church influence creatively within popular music culture. We have made pop music billions. Absolute billions. So I'm not apologizing when I'm demanding pop music to recognize gospel music in the UK.
Yes, most definitely.
So that's where I'm at, people. So critique me if you want to, but we're gonna get into this anyway. So yeah, but listen, we got some cool covers. We got artists that I've heard of, kind of heard of. I couldn't even quote a track from out for these because yes, Roger's your typical church boy that just listens to Fred Hammond and Commission and all these guys anyway, Kurt Franklin. But I'm here to learn, my brother. So Kevin, over to you. Hit me with the first album.
Yes, the first album we're going to talk about is 3 Degrees of Billy Paul.
360 degrees.
Yes, I always get 360
Billy Paul.
degrees. Billy Paul, yes. Billy Paul.
Okay, I don't even know.
Billy Paul did the track Me and Mrs. Jones.
I recognize that.
Yes. It went number 1 on the Hot 100 charts, singles charts, on December the 16th, 1972 for 3 weeks.
Okay.
And also on the Soul and R&B charts at number 9 for an incredible 3 weeks as well. It was a gold record. I believe, according to information, it sold about probably between 4 to 6 million copies for Gamble Enough, who composed it and co-compose and co-produce it. Yes, and also it was a runaway bestseller, and it also received a Grammy Award. Me and Mr. Jones received a Grammy Award. This album, well, the original album in its original form, it's because it's a CD. Original album is over 50 years old. 50 years old.
I'm going to put that straight into my search later. Let me listen to this track straight away.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely amazing.
Okay, fast forward. We
go
backwards and fast forward. This is Backstabber by the OJs.
I need to play that later on to get into that Backstabber.
Date 1972. That had featured the pop number 1 Soul Train. Backstabber was a million seller. Went number 1. It went number 1 on the R&B charts. Also, Soul Train, which was the second single, that went number 1 as well. And yeah, it was a runaway bestseller. It's
amazing how they did this track called Backstab. I need to listen to that Backstabber chap. I might have to empathize with it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We've all been backstabbed.
Yes. And this one was number 1 for 1 week on the Hot 100 singles chart. So it went into the same sort of thing as Me and Mrs. Jones.
Okay.
And the album also went gold certified. So in total, it sold between the album and the singles. It sold about nearly 3 million copies.
Sweet.
Yes.
Sweet.
So that's another the Gamble Enough saga. And then after we finish with that, we go right into the stylistics now.
Now, I've heard the stylistics, but I've never really listened to their stuff. Okay, go on. Talk to me about the stylistics.
Okay, stylistic is the composer and the co-composer, Tom Bell and Linda Creed. Linda Creed is a white Jewish lady, the late Linda Creed.
Oh, Tom Bell's the orchestra?
Yes, the orchestra brethren.
Okay.
Yes.
That's his group?
Born. Yes. And he actually produced the stylistics. Yes.
Okay, fair play.
Yes. And he produced several million sellers for them. You Are Everything, the first million seller. Betcha My Golly Why, the second million seller. I'm Storm in Love with You, another million seller. Yes. Yeah.
Tom Bowsy, do I?
Yes. And the first gold album for the stylistics was this one. Yeah. And this came out in 1971.
71?
Yeah. So 50 odd years plus 50, yeah.
Yeah, and then Buddha's got afros, man.
Oh, yes. Then the second gold album is this one. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's amazing how, man. Africa and America.
Yes. Make Up to Break Up, which is the track that came up from that was a million seller. Yes. So in actual fact, Tom Bell produced about 5 to 6 gold singles for the stylistics, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so it did quite a lot for them. Yeah, quite a lot. It did a tremendous amount. And on top of that, their last gold album, which was this, where it is now. We haven't got it, wherever it is. That has, we could actually go and get it, but we'll just leave it at that. Yeah.
Cool, good.
And with that is 50 years old, and it had the last major track that Tom Bell did with them, You Make Me Brand New. You Make Me Brand New.
Is it?
Yeah, that was a track produced by Tom Bell and co-written by Linda Cree.
Listen, them guys, they influence TV full up in the vision because you hear their things in the background and you think you don't, you take it for granted.
Oh yes, so and that was a number one. That was a number one on the top Cashbox Top 100. It was number one for 1 week.
Cool.
On the 22nd of June, 1974. That was the last major single with the Tom Bell before they started to be produced by Van McCoy on the in New York, because it changed.
That's man.
Yeah. But remember, we're talking about the Philly sound.
Philly sound. Yeah, Philly. East Coast. Yeah.
Philly sound. Yes.
Crazy.
Yes. And now this one is another gold album.
Go on.
A gold album that featured Then Came You with Dionne Warwick. That was a number one.
So what's his group called? The Spinners.
The Spinners, yes.
Never heard of them.
Have you heard about that track?
Never heard.
Rubber Band Band. No. Okay.
I have to do a Google search. People, forgive me. I'm just listening to my worship of them.
Yes. Then Came You was a single that came out of this album.
Okay.
And it was a pop number one single on the Hot 100 with featuring Dionne Warwick. Monster hit. Yes. That was a million seller there. Million seller album that was produced solely in Philadelphia. Right. So we go. That's yes. Then we go over MFSB. Now MFSB.
These groups are going over my head right now. I'm like, MFSB, I saw this cover. I've seen this cover. Now this cover scared me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. MFSB.
You see some nuts.
Yeah. The sound of Philadelphia. That was a key track that came out of it. I mean, the album is called Message in the Music. Message. That's what the title of the album originally was. Right.
Jeez, I gotta do some research into these people. Let's lift it. Let's make sure on man to see that cover.
Yeah.
You see, like this is just like, yo, you guys are brave. Let me just make sure that. You see that
it also had a pop number one. Message in this. The sound of Philadelphia, TOSB, was a number one on the Hot 100 singles charts as well.
Okay.
And it was the theme track for Soul Train. Okay.
Yes,
it was featuring the 3 Degrees. Right. So it was number one. Love Is the Message was the title of the album, really, but the featuring sound of this sound of Philadelphia, because there's a track that
that's crazy.
Feature, yeah. And you notice if you notice on the album, Roger, it features a lot of white. Black.
I'm looking at the pictures here, guys.
Yes.
If you look at the back, guys, let's make sure you see if you can try and see that.
Feature a lot of multiracial musicians that comprise these are the studio musicians that work behind the 3 Degrees, Teddy Prendergast in the studio, Billy Paul, and so on.
And this is what I want to emphasize.
Multiracial studio band.
And this is what I want to emphasize. We're not saying exclusivity to black people, black music.
Absolutely not.
We're saying that it originates from black people. It's a black people sound, but the beauty is that other nations, other people embrace it and excel in it. There's nothing wrong with that, people.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with it. But the thing that becomes wrong is when you call it your music, when it's not your music. That's when it becomes wrong. Understand that, reggae is just word speaking.
Yes.
Music from the Caribbean, European, you know what I mean, specifically Jamaica.
Yeah.
And you can just it doesn't matter who delivers it. it's still a Caribbean style of music.
Yes, it's still, yes, that's right. Still a
Generations down,
Caribbean
it's
style,
still it originates from the Caribbean. So this is about black music issues, about music which originates from black people.
Yeah.
Whether you like or not.
Remember the Philly sound, which comprises the Philadelphia International Record, which is a black label. It became the second most successful black-owned label behind Motown.
Because everybody looks at Motown and everything's about Motown.
It became competition with Motown, and it produced in a short space of time. There was about sometime over this period of 2 to 3 years, there was probably about 30 to 40 singles that were million sellers coming out of Philadelphia. Jeez. In the early 70s. Just runaway smash hits. You know,
Mum was on fire.
Produced by Tom Bell, produced by Gambler Enough and all the other, and Bobby Martin and so forth. These were millions. Actually, the first platinum ballad single to come out, the second platinum single came out of Philadelphia, Kiss and So Goodbye by the Manhattans. That means it sold over 2 million copies and above. So there was a lot of singles and albums that sold that. Yeah. That's just tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
I mean, Teddy Pendergast was, if we forward a bit up to from 1977 onwards, he was the first black artist to do 5 consecutive multi-platinum album, and it was all Philly produced. Okay,
that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
So we got one more album that features. This is the 3 Degrees. When Will I See You Again? Which was a number one both in the UK and in the US.
When Will I See You?
It was a million. It sold 2 million copies. When Will I See You Again? This is the gold album. And with this album, if you look at the back of it, you see the list of tracks on it, produced by Gamble and Uff.
Gamble and Uff, man.
And the 3 Degrees. The 3 Degrees produced 2 gold albums for the UK, 2 gold albums. Music by MFSB, the band. Yes, oh yes, bruv.
And this is what I'm saying to you. When you're part of a musical hub, you all cross over and you do things, together, man.
The 3 Degrees, single was number one for 2 weeks in the UK in August.
Yeah,
it sold 1 million copies in the UK, and it sold 2 million copies in the US as well. Yeah.
Ooh, look at that, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, mate. Yeah, you're saying this. Is what I'm saying, man. This is just any get, mate. This next level, man.
Yeah.
Snap! Look at this. So you got it like this, people like this. Look at this here. And when if you turn it like that, you got it long ways that way.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
you know what I mean. So I'll pick up the artisticness anyway. Still, yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Three very beautiful women, black women.
Yeah. So go.
Yes. And so the thing about it with 3 Degrees, in the UK, their album sold over 100,000 copies, so it was gold certified. The single did sell gold certified in the UK, but eventually it went to almost 1 million copies.
Okay, cool.
Yes. And they got their DISC award by BPI. It was presented to them by Prince Charles at the time.
And I think a lot of times when it comes to American music, what I found over the years, it's kind of like they sometimes find a program that actually advertises them through the background. When everybody goes back to that single, and they have a lot of resurgence is the right word.
Resurgence.
With the records. So and it happens a lot, guys, where you may not be successful the first day, but then 20, 30 years later, or 20 years, 15 years later, all of a sudden, a single that was okay in the UK becomes an absolute hit because they heard it on their favourite program.
Yeah, because if you go on radio nearly every other day, or go to a supermarket somewhere, you hear the track "When Will I See You Again?"
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that came from that album. It's a bestseller, it sold tremendous amount of singles in Japan, Europe, and so on. Yeah.
No
it was
way,
number one.
no
in
way,
sev-
no way,
It was
no
number one in several different markets.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But no, that's actually fantastic, bro.
So that's just the Philly sound from the East Coast, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. We could go on all night with the Philly. There's some serious albums. Oh dear.
So to be honest, guys, this is just
Tip
a
of the iceberg.
listen, man. We just did it.
the
I
iceberg.
almost feel like we just did a comb over. You know the one there. So just a quick comb over
Yeah.
and one because. There's so much to unearth. We haven't touched artists like James Brown.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
goodness.
Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson. Gee.
Michael Jackson's.
Let's say,
But actually, Michael Jackson,
James Brown. You know, we've done James Brown.
Yeah, Michael Jackson has albums that we didn't feature that is 50 years old. Ben, the album,
Yeah.
Got to Be There, 50 years old.
And you got Michael Jackson, but you can't forget the Jackson 5.
No, you can't forget
Because
that.
goodness
Jesus
sake.
Christ.
Yo, but
Help.
this is
Gee.
we got work to do. So we just need to pray Kevin as he finishes off his book, and then we'll be on this crazy because we're going to be unearthing some gems with some of these absolutely amazing acts like James Brown, Michael Jackson. We're going to find out what's doing them again. I emphasize, but there's some golden information there, so we can learn and
don't forget about
and learn
Prince
from
as
them.
well. We go deeper into Prince. Prince, Jimmy Jam, and Terry Lewis with Janet Jackson, and the list goes on.
Come on,
Rose Royce with on the Bill Withers label. God, Car Wash and Love Don't Love You and Love Don't Live Here Anymore. Wish Upon a Star. These were monster hits. Wish Upon a Star.
And I don't know it because I remember the song.
Yeah,
it's just I just know that sample.
Yes.
And that did it. Yeah, ding.
Yeah.
I just know it because I just heard it on TV.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? And it has that appeal, man. 100%, man.
Yeah.
So
that is a Norman Whitfield production. Norman Whitfield, you're the genius who did the Temptation stuff with my Papa was a Rolling Stone. Oh, we don't see those albums. These albums, those are 50 years old. I'm just giving you a tip of the iceberg. This is a taster, please.
Taster.
This is just a taster of albums that is 50 years old. I repeat, 50, half a century of black music. Jeez, ooh.
Powerful, man. Powerful, guys.
Anyhow,
powerful.
That's it, bro.
Listen, man. Guys, thanks for listening in. We want to thank you. Please, any comments, questions, any artists you want to know more about, just put a little comment in there. But we're here celebrating gospel music, black origin, and celebrate the history of black music.
Rich history.
Okay, we're here.
Music.
Here to make you feel
Here
good.
and out.
That's how we do it, man. Nothing but love, people.
Yes.
Hey, this is your bishop. This is your bishop from Rock Solid. Thank you so much for watching us on YouTube. Thank you so much for clicking and subscribing and also sending these videos to other people as well. We are so hungry to get your support. So remember, check us out on our website, and also check us out on Insta and wherever you want to find us on Spotify. You can play us all day as well. And just make sure that you are supporting this channel, that we are developing our agenda towards music of black origin, and that is gospel music with a message. So please walk with us on this journey. Bye now.